The Judgment Day is one of the staples, not only in WWE, but in North American wrestling as a whole, at least major professional wrestling, that blows pretty much every single group, every single stable out of the water. It's pretty much in competition directly with the Bloodline without actually having to be a part of any major world titles up until this point. Of course, Rhea Ripley is now the SmackDown Women's Champion. But the fact of the matter is, Judgment Day over the past year has grown exponentially. They have grown to the point where they have become WWE's most effective group in the past, 5, 10 years? Because the objective of creating a stable is to elevate each and every single superstar in the group. And it's safe to say that I'm sure most of you agree that today's Judgment Day blows the Judgment Day that was formed about a year ago out of the water completely. It's a different stable. It's an entirely different discussion when talking about each and every single superstar. Let's talk Damian Priest, for example. He has always had talent. We saw it in NXT. He tagged with Bad Bunny, and that entire storyline is gonna play off at Backlash in the next few weeks. That's fantastic in and of itself right there. And Damian Priest, he's a former United States champion. If given the correct push, the right creative direction, he will be a future main event player. Finn Balor. Finn Balor was a factor that switched this group completely around. And I'm not going to say that Edge was holding it back. Of course not. Edge formed this group, and if Edge was still on top of this group, if Edge was still leading this group, we would have a very different Judgment Day. Quite as effective? I don't know, because the fact remains, when Edge was kicked out of the group by Finn Balor turning heel, it solidified the fact that every single member of this group is on the same level. There is no leader of this group. When Finn Balor joined this group and turned on Edge, everyone wanted Finn Balor to be the leader of Judgment Day. When in reality, creative and WWE's booking decisions have made us realize that every single superstar in the group has something to offer. Every single superstar can take the mic and take the lead, and the fans will react collectively, because that is Judgment Day. That is what these four performers have accomplished. Finn Balor turned heel for the first time in 6-7 years since he got to the WWE. It's given him an edge, no pun intended. And that Hell in a Cell match was fantastic. Like I said, I wasn't thrilled with that storyline being prolonged for over a year, because I feel like Edge has more matches, a variety of feuds that he could be involved with in the current last run that he has in WWE. But analyzing the feud, the rivalry, the match itself at WrestleMania, Finn Balor delivered. The Demon delivered. And it's all because of his involvement with Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley. There were a lot of question marks when Rhea Ripley joined this group, when she was unveiled as the third member of Judgment Day under Edge and Damian Priest. And the fact of the matter is, Rhea Ripley was stuck in tag team turmoil with Liv Morgan. A Liv Morgan that back then was not as established as she is today. So they were both in a limbo. Liv Morgan went one way, Rhea Ripley went another, and Rhea Ripley joined Judgment Day and became the character, the performer, the wrestler, the mommy that she truly is. That she truly was meant to be, and now she is a SmackDown Women's Champion. And I talked about this heading into WrestleMania. I felt like the tag team title match deserved to be on the main event just based on the story. But on night one, at WrestleMania Saturday, the match itself between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair proved everybody wrong. They went out there and they showed the world why they were more deserving of that main event spot. Because it's hard to argue against the fact that Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair was match of the night at WrestleMania Saturday. And one of the best matches on both nights of WrestleMania. And now Rhea Ripley gets to dominate the entire SmackDown Women's division. And finally, we gotta talk about the biggest heel heat magnet in WWE today, possibly. Dominic Mysterio. A kid with a legacy. Rey Mysterio's son. He was a fan favorite from the get-go. And what happened? A year later, fans started turning on him. Because, well, it just is what it is. He was green. He is still a little bit green. So what happened? Instead of WWE sending him down to NXT to work on his craft, learn to work the WWE style, they paired him up with Rey Mysterio and gave him the tag team title run. And that protected Dominic Mysterio for a while. It did. It hid his weaknesses. It prevented any sort of bad or mixed reactions toward him at live events. Because they were about to happen. He was not progressing as a singles competitor, as a babyface in his first year. And now, because of his turn, because of him joining Judgment Day, because of his history, obvious history with his father, former tag team champions, Rey Mysterio has involved him in storylines since he was a kid. Because of all of that, the fans are invested in Dominic. They're invested in Rey. They're invested in that storyline. They're invested in the fact that their storyline involves the late, great Eddie Guerrero. And now every time Dominic Mysterio grabs a mic, the crowds in the arena, every single one of them, boo their hearts out. They boo till their lungs don't work anymore. That's in part to Rey Mysterio's legacy. That's due in part to Rey Mysterio's involvement with the storyline. But again, Judgment Day has nurtured Dominic's character. We would have never seen Prison Dom if he wasn't a part of Judgment Day. The fact of the matter is, he applied the Chris Jericho way of doing things. Do something so stupid, so ridiculous, that it becomes funny and entertaining. And that's what Dominic has been able to do over the past few months. So, hats off to every single performer in Judgment Day. Because like I said, other than the Bloodline, and the only reason the Bloodline is above Judgment Day right now is because they have the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion in Roman Reigns. That's it. But Judgment Day is exactly what a stable should be. A platform, a group, a collective that elevates every single member of the group, bar none. Each of these four superstars, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, they're in a much better spot than they were just a year ago, and it's all because of Judgment Day, so kudos to that. And hopefully, every single stable out there in WWE, in AEW, in Impact Wrestling, wherever, they can take a page out of that book and start elevating every single superstar in their groups, because that's what stables are for. So with that said, what do you think about the current run Judgment Day is on? Do you think that they have an even higher ceiling to reach? Tag team titles, world title contention for a Finn Balor maybe? Money in the Bank is not too far away. With that said, leave those thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk. Tune in later on tonight to SmackDown and Rampage. Of course, it's Friday night. We got wrestling on Friday nights, of course. So with that said, see you next time.